Hi there. It's the last interview here at BioTrinity 2016 in London. I'm here with Tetsu, who's the CEO of the newly created Dementia Discovery Fund. So, dementia seems like there were a lot of failures or potential failures in the last years. Why now a Discovery Fund?
Well, one of the reasons would be the failures and high-risk nature of doing trials in dementia anyway. I think there's a growing understanding of the scope of the problem of dementia. As the world ages, particularly the developing world, there are so many people at risk, so many health systems that will be at risk, so many families that will be at risk from dementia, that the sense of urgency, even at political levels, is greater. On top of that, I think newly introduced scientific tools, techniques, and approaches, the human genome has made understanding the diseases much better now than it has been in the past. The ability to use human cells derived from inducible pluripotent cells as models to replace some of the more poorly predictive animal models. All of these reasons make us believe that the need is there now and the tools can be there as well.
Yeah, that's good. And I saw also you have both public funding, charities, and private funds for big pharmas. How does it influence the decision-making process? Must be a bit more difficult?
Well, the great thing is that the unifying theme amongst all of our limited partners right now, all of our investors, is that they want to see the scope of the science and the approaches to dementia increase dramatically over where we are now. So the UK Department of Health obviously has a very significant interest in reducing the burden of dementia. Alzheimer's Research UK is focused on that. Our 6 pharma partners as well want to see opportunities for overcoming the disease. So even though they come from different sectors, really none of them are putting financial return as their top priority for this. All of them are putting the science and the clinical, so they get along just fine that way.
That's great. And in your talk you said you are like any other fund, but different than any other fund. And as I introduced your CSO, I think it's the first time I see a CSO in an investment fund. How is that?
Yes, exactly. And I also mentioned earlier, you know, my investment experience is very, very minimal right now. So why are we doing that? It's the part that's not like other funds, because the focus is on, first of all, on a single therapeutic area, dementia. We could gather experts in neurosciences. And because the goal of the fund really is to create this broader scope of treatment and therapy, we need to be on top of the science in a way that a typical fund wouldn't be. So the idea from the very start of this was that there would be a chief scientific officer who would be responsible for making sure the science delivers.
That's great. Yeah, and I saw you're also investing earlier or way earlier than other funds. I guess that's also linked.
That's exactly right. It just makes it that much more important that you have the scientific skills in the team, because the earlier you go, the less you know, right?
Great. Then thank you much for your time and enjoy the rest of the conference.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.